ICEY jumps down. It seems like this is an old sewer. This place is littered with wreckage. ICEY feels that this place wasn't always a sewer. And who is to blame? Judas. ICEY jumps down into a giant cavern. ICEY follows the arrow through and passes through the gate. ICEY senses that the key to her escape is somewhere in front of her. ICEY discovers a special treasure chest. A strange mark flashes across her eyes. ICEY's dash ability has grown stronger. she can probably even escape from this damned underground labyrinth. ICEY decides to immediately return to Although it's a sewer, this place seems as if it could be incredibly clean, if it weren't for the sewage. What could cleanse this place? ICEY defeats Gorger and senses that the exit is just ahead. ICEY arrives at an unnamed town. There is not a soul in sight. ICEY searches around the house for a trace of someone, a mark of some presence. It seems as if everyone has been wiped out. The culprit? Most likely Judas. ICEY decides to head deeper into town, not hesitating to follow the arrow. ICEY ignores the warehouse in the distance and continues to follow the arrow. ICEY enters the warehouse that is completely devoid of any living creature, just like the attic. Are you kidding me? Again? Can't you just follow the arrow at least once? Well, this level was never finished. Do you realize how much inconvenience I've suffered trying to make a successful game? A few flaws, a few bugs here and there. It's normal. Like this place. I never finished applying the colors. Don't look at me like that. I know what you're thinking. In reality, it's really difficult to make a game. And it's very easy for problems like this to appear. Just wait a minute. I know you don't trust me. I'll just have to show you. Welcome to the archive room. All of my prototypes are stored here. When making a good game, fun gameplay is of utmost importance. I've been iterating on prototypes for over 10 years. Can you believe it? That's an entire decade. Here, let me show you my first prototype. This is a very early version of the game. You could change to a long-range weapon so that you could use both melee and ranged attacks. But then I thought, who in their right mind would care for such an amazing weapon? No player would want it. Not a single one. So, in the end, I completely abandoned this prototype. That brings us to the second version. In the second version, there was a sort of mix between the demonic enemies and the player. You could absorb the enemy's powers and use them for your own. But then I ran into a big problem: cost. Don't you think it would be a waste to spend so much time on making such a complicated game, only to run out of cash halfway through development? After all, games do need to make money. So I cut this version as well. Unknowingly, 10 years flew by in the blink of an eye. With all the effort I spent, I think a few scattered bugs or missing features are entirely acceptable. I just want you to understand me and empathize with me. I sacrificed so much trying to make this a fun experience for you. I spent 10 years of my youth on this. Even if you're not entirely enjoying the experience, don't you think you could give the game a 5-star rating? Like this. Besides, who's gonna dig this deep into a game? The visuals are stunning, buy it. The producer is famous, buy it. There are so many reviews, buy it. I thought that's all people considered when buying a new game. Like a machine spewing out cash. Do you really beat all the games you buy? Games are about entertainment. Don't place too much value on a few mishaps here and there. People will still buy the game, even if the servers are bad. People will still buy the game if there are bugs. So, man, Why not buy another? ICEY arrives at an unnamed town. ICEY searches around the house for a trace of someone. ICEY decides to head deeper into town. ICEY ignores the warehouse in the distance and continues to follow the arrow. As ICEY defeats Thor, the gates to Ultimopolis slide open. ICEY follows the arrow getting closer to the main gates of Ultimopolis. What ICEY must remember is that she must always follow the arrow, otherwise she will be lost. The gates to Ultimopolis are open. ICEY is one step closer to Judas. All she needs to... ICEY enters Ultimopolis, only to be greeted by an empty shell of a city that once flourished. Only the dilapidated buildings give some hint of Ultimopolis' past splendor, of what used to be, before Judas brought destruction. ICEY arrives at a metro station and decides to take a look inside. ICEY finds another strange box. ICEY discovers that she can now easily pass through steel bars. ICEY resumes her journey, following the arrow to the left. ICEY ignores the arrow. She doesn't notice the disturbing feeling hanging in the air. She should turn back. Her target is not here. ICEY, you never learn, do you? You never listen to my advice. I've already said dozens of times that you must follow the arrow. I'm not your enemy. Do you think I'm trying to hurt you? Do you think that this path will lead you to the truth? Every person has their own inner demons. Do you think a quest for the truth will help you banish yours? I understand your dedication to the chase. The truth is just a lie, however. Every being's self is determined by the heavens. Why must you insist on tracking down an elusive truth? What your eyes can see may not. Do you really want to unveil this truth? You've actually already seen it, though perhaps in the form of a corpse. Or was it the corpse of yourself? You've seen a glimpse of the truth, but you haven't seen it in its entirety, because you only see what you want to see. You purposefully directly ignore my directions. You simply want to resist me, but in reality, it's meaningless, no? That, perhaps, is the truth which you should see. This is the truth you seek. ICEY is extremely happy. ICEY does not know why she is here, nor how she arrived at this place. However, she feels free. No one is forcing her to make a choice, but she feels alone. Lost. One day, ICEY left this place and soared across the world. Until she met them, her new friends. ICEY was finally no longer lonely. She was free to choose her own path. ICEY could feel a deep connection between the three of them. Ah, this is true friendship. This is what ICEY was searching for. ICEY was truly happy. Maybe